The dance between twin flames is perhaps one of life's most intricate spiritual choreographies. Like two stars locked in an eternal orbital dance, the runner and chaser dynamic creates a unique pattern in the cosmos of human relationships. This isn't your typical love story. It's a profound spiritual journey that challenges our understanding of connection itself. When we speak of twin flames, we're describing a mirror of souls, one soul experiencing itself through two different perspectives. The runner, often misunderstood as simply fearful or avoidant, is actually engaged in a complex internal battle between profound love and overwhelming fear. In this reading, we will look at 5 key truths about the twin flame runner. Imagine standing at the edge of a vast ocean, feeling both the irresistible pull of its depths and the instinctive need to stay safely on shore. This perfectly captures the twin flame runner's internal struggle. They miss their chaser with an intensity that often surprises even themselves. Yet they maintain their distance like a careful dancer, stepping backward while keeping their eyes fixed on their partner. The runner's experience of missing their twin flame manifests in unexpected ways. During quiet moments, perhaps while driving alone or lying awake at night, memories flood in unbidden, the sound of their twins' laughter, the way sunlight caught their eyes, or the electric energy of their presence. These aren't just memories, they're soul echoes that reverberate through their entire being. Many runners report experiencing physical symptoms of this connection: unexpected heart palpitations, a warmth spreading through their chest, or suddenly thinking of their twin moments before receiving a message from them. The fascinating aspect of this dynamic lies in the runner's psychological state. Their self-esteem issues aren't simply personal insecurities. They're deeply rooted spiritual challenges asking to be healed. Like a butterfly emerging from its chrysalis, the runner needs this period of apparent separation to develop their own strength. The missing they feel serves as a catalyst for inner growth, pushing them to confront their shadows and heal their wounds. The runner's journey of missing their twin flame ultimately serves as a mirror, reflecting their own need for self-love and acceptance. As they struggle with maintaining distance while feeling drawn back, they're actually engaging in a sacred dance of self-discovery. Their missing becomes a teacher, showing them where they need to grow, what they need to heal, and how they need to evolve. This complex emotional landscape creates what spiritual teachers call divine tension, a space where profound transformation becomes possible. The very act of missing their twin while maintaining distance creates an alchemical container where their soul's deepest work can occur. It's within this space that runners begin to understand that their journey isn't about running away from love, but running toward their highest self. Remember, when a runner misses their twin flame, it's not just about emotional longing. It's about soul recognition calling them home to themselves. Their missing becomes a sacred compass, always pointing toward their ultimate destiny of union, first with themselves, and then with their twin flame. In the depths of night, when the world grows quiet and masks can finally fall away, twin flame runners face their most profound battles. Their suffering in silence resembles an underwater scream, powerful, real, yet unheard by the world above. This quiet desperation becomes their constant companion, a shadow they carry while maintaining a carefully crafted exterior of indifference or detachment. Picture a pressure cooker sealed tight, containing intense emotions that have nowhere to go. The runner's experience of missing their twin flame creates this exact kind of internal pressure. They carry this weighted silence through their daily lives, during business meetings, family gatherings, and social events. Behind their smiles and casual conversations lurks an ocean of unspoken words, unsent messages, and unexpressed emotions. The intensity of this hidden longing often manifests in unexpected ways. Sudden tears while driving alone, finding themselves typing and deleting messages repeatedly, or catching their breath when they see someone who reminds them of their twin. The fear of exposure adds another layer to their silent suffering. Runners often feel like they're carrying a luminous secret that might shine through at any moment, revealing their vulnerability to the world. They worry that if they speak about their connection, others might dismiss it as fantasy, or worse, confirm the overwhelming reality they're trying to deny. This fear creates a peculiar kind of loneliness, being unable to share something that feels more real than reality itself. The paradox deepens when runners attempt to distract themselves from their feelings. The more they try to silence their heart's calling, the louder it becomes. Simple things trigger profound waves of emotion. A song on the radio, a phrase in a book, or even the way light falls through trees can suddenly connect them to their twin's energy. These moments feel like the universe itself is conspiring to remind them of what they're trying to forget. The silence becomes particularly deafening during significant life moments or spiritual awakening periods. During these times, the runner feels an almost overwhelming urge to reach out, to share their experiences with the one person who would truly understand. Yet they remain silent, caught in the web of their own fears and uncertainties. This creates a unique form of growth, learning to sit with intense emotions without immediately acting on them, developing a deeper understanding of their own patterns and triggers. Remember, this silence isn't eternal. It's a chrysalis stage, necessary for transformation. Each moment of quiet longing builds strength, awareness, and eventually the courage to break free from self-imposed isolation. The runner's silent struggle isn't a sign of weakness, but rather a profound process of inner strengthening, preparing them for the eventual reunion with both themselves and their twin flame. There's a profound truth in the twin flame journey that becomes apparent when we explore the depth of the runner's emotional landscape. Feelings don't simply vanish because someone chooses to run. Like water seeping through rock, these emotions find their way through every barrier the runner constructs, creating a persistent undercurrent in their daily existence that refuses to be ignored. When runners attempt to bury their feelings, they often discover an almost mystical impossibility in doing so. These emotions behave like quantum particles, seeming to exist in multiple states simultaneously, both suppressed and intensely present. The runner might be going about their ordinary life, perhaps engaged in work or social activities, when suddenly a wave of connection washes over them with such intensity that it momentarily takes their breath away. This experience isn't merely remembering, it's a vivid, almost tangible sense of their twin's presence that defies logical explanation. The guilt that accompanies this persistent connection creates a unique form of emotional complexity. This is especially challenging when runners enter new relationships or try to build lives separate from their twin flame connection. They often report feeling like emotional frauds, experiencing what psychologists call spiritual cognitive dissonance, trying to convince themselves they've moved on while knowing deeply that they haven't. This internal conflict manifests in subtle ways that affect their current relationships. They might find themselves unconsciously comparing every new connection to their twin flame, not out of choice, but because the benchmark of that connection has become embedded in their soul's understanding of love. It's like having tasted the most exquisite food. Everything else, while potentially good, somehow lacks that particular flavor that touched their soul. Their current partners often sense this emotional reservation, this invisible wall that the runner themselves might not even be consciously aware of maintaining. The phenomenon of emotional leakage becomes particularly evident during significant life events or decisions. In these moments, runners often experience what many describe as a soul pull, an inexplicable urge to share their experiences with their twin flame, even if they haven't spoken in years. This manifests in dreams becoming more vivid, synchronicities increasing, or sudden overwhelming emotions arising during meditation or quiet moments. The unbreakable nature of this bond often reveals itself through shared experiences across distance. Many runners report knowing when their twin is going through difficult times, experiencing matching physical symptoms, or having identical thoughts or insights at the same time. This phenomenon, often called twin flame telepathy, serves as a constant reminder of the connection's reality, making it impossible to truly forget or move on in the conventional sense. This persistent connection serves a deeper spiritual purpose. It acts as a constant reminder of the soul's capacity for unconditional love, even when the human ego resists it. The very impossibility of severing this connection forces runners to eventually face and integrate aspects of themselves they've been avoiding. It's like having a mirror that follows you everywhere. Eventually, you have to look at your reflection. The guilt and inner emptiness runners experience isn't meant to punish them, but to guide them toward wholeness. These feelings serve as spiritual breadcrumbs, leading them back to their authentic selves. When runners finally understand this, the guilt often transforms into gratitude for a connection strong enough to persist, despite their attempts to escape it. This unbreakable bond ultimately teaches one of the most profound lessons of the twin flame journey. True soul connections don't require constant physical presence to remain real and vital. They exist in a dimension beyond physical reality, continuing to shape and influence both twins' spiritual evolution, whether they consciously choose to engage with it or not. The way a runner experiences missing their twin flame transforms over time, like a river changing its course through different landscapes. This evolution isn't linear. It moves in spirals, each cycle bringing deeper understanding and awareness. The intensity of missing their twin flame often depends on the depth of their initial connection and the experiences they shared, creating a unique fingerprint of longing that evolves with their spiritual growth. When runners find themselves in new relationships, they encounter a peculiar phenomenon, what we might call the echo effect. While they may genuinely care for their new partners, these relationships often serve as mirrors, highlighting the unique qualities of their twin flame connection. It's similar to trying to play a familiar song on a different instrument. While the melody might be beautiful, it doesn't resonate at quite the same frequency. This creates a subtle but persistent awareness of what's missing, even when they're actively trying to move forward. The memory triggers they experience become increasingly sophisticated over time. Initially, runners might be overwhelmed by obvious reminders, photos, shared locations, or mutual friends. But as time progresses, these triggers become more nuanced and profound. A certain quality of light during sunset, the way leaves rustle in the wind, or even the sensation of déjà vu can suddenly transport them back to moments shared with their twin. These aren't simple memories. They're multidimensional experiences that engage all senses, often accompanied by unexpected physical sensations or emotional waves. Their longing undergoes various transformations throughout different life phases. During major life achievements or challenges, runners often experience what spiritual teachers call quantum entanglement moments, times when the desire to share their experiences with their twin becomes almost overwhelming. These moments can occur years after separation, proving that time doesn't diminish the connection's intensity, but rather changes its expression. Interestingly, the way runners process these feelings of missing evolves with their spiritual maturity. What begins as raw, emotional longing gradually transforms into a more refined, conscious awareness of the connection's purpose. They start recognizing that missing their twin isn't just about emotional attachment, but about soul evolution. This understanding helps them integrate the experience more fully into their life's journey. The progression of time brings another fascinating dimension to this experience. Instead of weakening the connection, temporal distance often clarifies its significance. Runners begin to notice patterns in their life that parallel their twin's journey, even without direct communication. They might find themselves learning similar lessons, facing similar challenges, or experiencing synchronized breakthroughs, all of which deepen their understanding of the connection's purpose. As runners advance on their spiritual path, they often discover that missing their twin becomes less about absence and more about presence, the presence of divine love working through their connection. This shift in perspective transforms their experience from one of lack to one of abundance, even while maintaining physical separation. The missing becomes a teacher, showing them aspects of themselves they need to heal and integrate. The most profound evolution occurs when runners begin to understand that what they're really missing isn't just their twin flame, but parts of themselves that the connection helped them access. This realization marks a crucial turning point in their journey, where missing their twin becomes a gateway to deeper self-discovery and spiritual awakening. In the realm of true twin flame dynamics, the concept of separation reveals itself as one of the most profound spiritual illusions. This truth unfolds like a cosmic origami, showing that what appears as distance on the physical plane actually serves as a catalyst for unprecedented spiritual growth and awareness. The connection exists in a dimension where time and space operate differently, where separation is merely a temporary construct designed to facilitate soul evolution. The higher planes of consciousness, where twin flames remain eternally connected, operate like a vast cosmic internet, always online, always transmitting, regardless of whether we're actively engaging with it. The path of self-realization that runners embark upon often unfolds in unexpected patterns. While they might consciously choose to focus on career, family, or personal goals, their soul continues its eternal dance with their twin flame in the background of their awareness. This creates a unique form of spiritual multitasking, living their human experience while simultaneously participating in a profound soul evolution process. The very act of running becomes a sacred initiation, pushing them toward deeper self-understanding and spiritual awareness. What makes this dynamic particularly fascinating is how it transforms the runner's relationship with themselves. As they begin to understand that running from their twin is essentially running from aspects of their own divinity, they start experiencing what mystics call the Great Return, a gradual but inevitable turning back toward their essential nature. This process often involves confronting and healing deep-seated fears, limiting beliefs, and ancestral patterns that have kept them in separation consciousness. The eternal nature of the twin flame connection reveals itself most powerfully during moments of spiritual breakthrough. Runners often describe experiencing sudden expansions of consciousness where they can feel their twin's presence as clearly as their own, despite physical distance. These moments of unity consciousness prove that the connection operates beyond the limitations of physical reality, existing in what quantum physicists might call a state of non-local entanglement. Their journey toward self-realization becomes increasingly intertwined with their twin flame connection, even when they're actively pursuing other life paths. This creates a beautiful paradox. The more authentically they pursue their individual growth, the more naturally they align with the twin flame connection's highest purpose. It's like following two paths that gradually reveal themselves to be the same road, just viewed from different perspectives. The transformation of their understanding about connection and separation often catalyzes profound spiritual awakenings. Runners begin to recognize that what they once perceived as running away was actually running toward greater self-awareness, toward deeper truth, toward divine love. This shift in perspective allows them to hold their experience with greater compassion and understanding, recognizing that even their attempts to separate served the connection's ultimate purpose. As runners awaken to this deeper reality, they often find themselves naturally moving toward reunion not through forced action or external pressure, but through the natural alignment that occurs when spiritual truth is fully recognized and embraced. The question isn't really whether runners miss their chasers. They do, profoundly and continuously. The real question is how this missing serves their spiritual evolution. Every step away physically is often a step closer spiritually. Remember, in the twin flame journey, separation is an illusion. The connection remains eternal, growing stronger through every challenge, every moment of missing, and every step of the journey back to union. This isn't just about romantic longing. It's about the soul's journey toward wholeness. Whether running or chasing, both twins are being guided toward their highest good, even when the path seems unclear.